Build your own business, now's the time. With all this free time on your hands, why not take your dreams to the next level? Brand yourself by expanding on your current business. Build your own business will help motivate you to elevate your brand. Join a new host every week to let us help you BYOB.
Hello everyone, Dina Martucci here, back with another episode of BYOB, Build Your Own Business, Brand Your Own Business. I'm here with Jay Cortez, the owner of Your CBD store. How are you doing today?
Good morning, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm ready to talk about your business. I want to know, just tell me a little bit about it.
So Your CBD store is the largest brick and mortar CBD retailer worldwide. Oh, sorry, little tongue tie there. So my husband and I own 4 stores. We have one in Broward County and 3 here in Palm Beach County. So we started this business. Our very first store opened March of last year in Boynton. So that was our first
Oh,
baby.
wow. So it's only been a year and you already have 4 different locations.
Yes, it's pretty exciting. We opened the first one in March, and then in July we decided to add the Boca Raton store. And then in December, we bought an existing store on the beautiful Singer Island. And then in February, we opened Pembroke Pines. So
wow.
We are 4 strong. Out of 700, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm comfortable at 4 right now.
Right.
My husband's like, when are we opening the 5th? I'm like, no, we're not doing that yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and so CBD has a lot of benefits, and I checked out your website, and it promotes wellness, stress, sleep, beauty, and I even saw there's a place for pets as well.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to just explain a little bit of that?
Sure. So I'll touch the pets first because, a lot of people don't know that our pets have endocannabinoid systems just like we do. Theirs are just more sensitive than ours are. Our pets suffer from the same things that we do. They just talk to us in a different way. We see that they're moving a little slower, or they bark at their own shadow or things like that. So we do have a pet line that helps them out with their little issues, we'll call them. So.
No, I think it's really important. Everyone wants a product that doesn't only benefit yourself, but benefit your most beloved pets.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's for, you and your 4-legged friends.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, we don't take the same products because their endocannabinoid system is much more sensitive than ours is. But we do have a whole line for them. We have tinctures and we have treats in different sizes and different textures, just depending on, if you have a little guy or gal or a big one. So we try to accommodate to all of them.
So there must be a bunch of different ways that you could use this product. I'm sure for humans, it would be, like I see here, you have like a lotion. Do you put it in water? Do you put it in food? Do you smoke it?
Well, we have a lot of different ways that you can ingest CBD, and we also have a topical that you can use with the receptors that are on the outsides of our body. So we have receptors that are in us, and we have receptors that are on us. So like you have the neuro there, so can I see this one? So the neuro here is water soluble. And, people are really familiar with the oils that you do sublingual under your tongue. You hold them for 60 to 90 seconds, swallow, and that one has been around for a long time. And as studies go on, they come out with new products and new ways for us to ingest it and things like that. Well, this one is a water soluble, so you mix it with any liquid. You could take it, you put it in your coffee, orange juice, you put it in your wine.
Is there a strong taste if you were to put it in a drink?
It doesn't. It's just a little slight hint of a taste. It's crazy because we sell it in different flavors. Like we have strawberry lime, we have grape, we have pina colada, we have natural. And we actually sample this one in the store, and people are like, oh, that's not what I expected it to taste like. And I'm like, well, it's not like a Capri Sun, it's just a little slight flavoring. But this product is great because it's more bioavailable to our bodies. So it's more like our blood. So we start to feel the effects of it a little faster. And this product is a little more flexible. So it doesn't have to be a daily regimen. It can be used as needed as well.
Oh, okay.
So like The sublingual, that's one that's more of a daily regimen, and the goal with that is for us to regulate the cannabinoids that we have in our bodies so that we don't have our serotonin levels, they, stay pretty regular, and we don't.
You want to keep everything leveled.
Exactly.
So
it's all about keeping your endocannabinoid system happy. And if you don't know what your endocannabinoid system is, I encourage you to look it up, Google it on a reputable site, please. But your endocannabinoid system regulates and controls so many things in your body. So if we can keep it happy, then our body is happy, and we get through our day a little easier. So
yeah, that's so interesting, and you have so many different types, and I'm curious on how each product can help benefit like a different issue. Like let's say I'm stressed out. There's one product you can use that helps lower your stress, or something that can help you sleep better. How do you like defer the difference between the two?
Well, we have some specialized products, but then we have the overall products. And the way that we address different issues with the overall products is by dosage, by milligrams.
Oh,
so we
okay.
sell it in different milligrams. Like our oils, they come in a 500 milligram, 750, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So it just kind of depends on what the client or the customer is experiencing as to what milligram we suggest to them. And then we have our CBN, which Dawn takes. We talked about that yesterday on her show, that she takes for the nighttime. I take it as well. We have the CBG, which is, I call it CB Go, because it has essential oils in it that lift us up in the morning. And then the CBG comes behind it and just kind of gets us through our day and that kind of thing. And then we have our neuro, which is great for anything that has to do with the nervous system, because it is high in CBG as well. So we have a couple of specialized products. Obviously we have our beauty line that's a specialized product. And then we have just kind of the overall kind of thing, and we have different ways that you can ingest it so that we can fit into everybody's lifestyle. Some people don't like to take the water soluble because, the oil is quicker just to put under their tongue and swallow it, and then they're done,
rather than sipping on it all day.
Exactly, yeah. Well, with the water soluble, I don't sip on it all day. I put it in a little Dixie cup and throw it back, and I'm just done. I'm just done with it. I just like it because, like I said, it's a little faster acting, a little more bioavailable, so it just seems it works for me, and different customers, different products work for different people, and that's why we have different things. Some people come in and they go straight for the edibles because that's what they want to do. It may not be the most cost-effective way for them to get CBD in their body, but if that's the way that they want to get it into their body, I'm good. We have a whole edible line too. We have worms and bears and peach rings and watermelon rings, honey sticks, hard candies.
And it's great to have that many options, especially for a store, because considering CBD is discovered from 1940s, so that's a while back. So what made you want to start up a business and actually a franchise within this past year? What made you want to bring the CBD to life?
Well, there are people who are looking for the health without the high. THC has its benefits, and I don't want anybody to take me wrong when I say, but some of us can't. We can't because of our jobs or because of we don't like the feeling of the high or things like that. CBD is a great alternative for us to use what we already have in our body and regulate those cannabinoids. And we get it with health without the high. We do sell products that are full spectrum that have the 0.3 THC or less. It's not enough to get you high, but it is enough to fail a drug test,
Oh, okay.
But there are some studies that show that touch of THC is great for some issues that our customers have, And it's the great thing about mixing THC with CBD is the CBD actually counteracts the psychoactive properties of the THC. So you get the health benefits of the THC, that touch of THC, but you don't get the high. So it's
like the CBD gets rid of like the paranoia if
Yeah.
you were to have any THC. So does that cause any issues for your business by having like some THC products? Did you have to get that licensed or anything?
No, we didn't. However, kind of off on a little different
Go ahead.
subject. We do have a hemp food license for all 4 of our stores, which the state of Florida was the first one that started doing that. So the health department actually comes in and inspects our store to make sure that, you know, we have all of the necessary equipment and precautions, and that our bottles are labeled correctly and all of that happy stuff. So that's a nice feather in our cap as well, that, you know, we are representing and we use a brand that is compliant for us to get our food license. So
Right.
that was huge.
That's
for us.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Do you benefit from your own products? Do you use them like daily?
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. I tell people the story all the time. Listen, I own 4 CBD stores, 2 pizza stores. I have 4 children, 2 grandchildren, a husband, and my mom and dad live with us too. So without my
yeah,
CBD,
you use them.
it's crazy because my daughter and I and my son, I guess all of us kind of, when a new product comes out, like we're the first ones to try it out.
Right.
You know, like right now, I for 3 weeks now, I've been taking the CBG in the morning and the CBN at night, which is amazing. Like before, I was taking a full spectrum oil, which was amazing too, but
You just have to see what fits you best.
yeah, and I like to be able to tell my customers how it makes me feel, what it tastes like. Like when the new organic products came out, my daughter and I cracked one of those open.
Yeah.
And let me tell you that if you've never taken an organic oil, it does have a slightly different taste. But I can tell my customers. What it looks like, what it tastes like, I don't know what we're going to do with the rest of the bottle, but we know what it tastes like.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, so I want to go a little bit off onto the business side, the BYOB side.
Okay.
You are a woman in business. What experience have you had being a woman owner?
Well, you know, like I said, my husband does the local store marketing for me, which is great. Love him, appreciate everything that he does. But unfortunately, when you're a man and woman group and one has one role and the other one has the other role, there are some people that tend to gravitate towards the male part of the business and think that, you know, it's, instead of it being a team, it's more of a more on the male than the female,
Right.
unfortunately.
So, like, what kind of advice do you have for women or even anyone who wants to start a business to go through a conflict like that?
Be strong. Let it be known that you're there. And, you know, you don't have to stand at the top of the mountain and scream your own name. I'm not saying that. But just be active. Be active in your business with your customers. Let them know that you exist. Let them know. You know, it's a good feeling for one of my customers to come in and say, "Oh, you're the owner, aren't you?"
For
And
sure.
I'm like, "Yeah, I am." You know, and it's crazy, like the stigmas that go with it. Like back in my banking days, I was a branch manager for a bank, and my assistant was young or older than I was. So when people would come in and they would ask for the manager, and I'd say, "I am. How can I help you?"
They would assume it was your assistant.
Yeah, they'd say, "No, I wanted to see her." And I said, "Well, she's my assistant, but I'd be happy to get her for you." You know,
Yeah.
it's not about gender. It's not about age. It's, you know, we are all created equal. Just, you know, be strong and have self-confidence and just do the best that you can do at what you do.
I think that's great advice, even for anyone who wants to start a business, who is currently having a business right now during COVID. There's a lot of obstacles that people have to go through. I'm sure you've been through many.
For
Do you want to give an example of like what your biggest obstacle had to be growing a franchise?
Growing a franchise, I mean, I come from a sales background for the last 15 years. So, I mean, the biggest obstacle for me in this business was learning. It was, you never stop learning. You can't ever stop learning. Like, I have to constantly be learning about our products and new research and things like that, because you have customers that come in every day and ask you a new question. I had a customer the other day at the island that the first time in 16 months, he wanted me to explain the difference between the marijuana plant and the hemp plant. So
I wouldn't even know how to go about answering a question like that.
I mean, but it was like, I knew, like, he didn't know that they were two separate plants.
Right.
So I had to tell him, and I pulled up my phone and Googled and showed him that they were two different plants and what they looked like and what the difference was. And, so, I mean, I won't say that I've had a lot of obstacles, but, the biggest obstacle, I guess, having said that, in this business is when we first started 16 months ago, there were property owners that wouldn't rent to us. There were banks that wouldn't open our accounts. There were merchant services, and there still are.
Right.
There are towns that we couldn't open in. Like, our very first store was supposed to be in Boca Raton, right on North Federal Highway, near Meisner, that whole area there. And we didn't know, so we rented the building, built it out, got ready for us to apply for our local business tax license, and they wouldn't give us one. So $30,000 into a build out and rent and all this happy jazz, they wouldn't give us a local business tax license. So what do you do?
What do you do?
Well, we had to pack up and find a different location and take the financial hit, which was a learning experience for us because, believe it or not, we've had it happen twice. But the second time, we didn't swing the first hammer before we went to get the local business tax license. And between the time that we negotiated the lease and the time that we signed the lease, they rezoned the property that we were looking to go into, and all of a sudden they didn't want CBD. So you just have to, depending, no matter what it is, what kind of business that you're trying to open, research it, find out what it is, what do you have to do to get your local business tax license, what are the laws in the city, county, town, whatever it is, whatever the case is. Do your research and, make sure that whoever you're asking is somebody that's reliable, that can give you the right answers, because you'll find that one person will tell you one thing and then the next person will tell you something else. And Pembroke Pines was a huge, huge challenge for us because we had got 18 different opinions. We would go and they would say, hey, you need to do this, and then we would do that, and they'd say, no, you need to do this first, or no, you should have done that. And
because owning a business, it's not just what you and your partner want to do. You have to work with everyone around you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we have advertising outlets that won't advertise for us because we're CBD, because there's still that stigma of marijuana and CBD and it being the same thing, and it's not. So that's why education is so important to me. Anybody and everyone that will listen and let me educate them on CBD and the benefits and the difference between it and THC and that kind of thing. Like, I try to always educate. I educate anyone that will listen to me.
And that's an amazing point. And we're going to get to the whole other side of being a woman in business right after this commercial break.
Not all CBD products are made the same. Here at your CBD store, our trained and highly educated staff can help recommend the perfect products for you. Stop in and see for yourself at one of our locations in Pembroke Pines, West Boca, Boynton Beach, or Singer Island. Or call us today at 561-437-1080. Again, that's 561-437-1080.
So as you can see, we have a commercial here from BYOB, Your CBD Store. So exciting. It's interesting because the name is Your CBD Store, and then I'm saying Your CBD Store. It just works out. So Jay Cortez, owner of Your CBD Store, has 4 different stores all in the Florida area. COVID-19 has had a major hit on all local businesses, even just businesses around the world. We all know this. What is the biggest problem you have had with COVID-19 in your own business?
The biggest problem that we've had is probably the advertising, because, a lot of our advertising, I know that sounds crazy,
Right.
but a lot of our advertising outlets didn't publish during COVID-19, so we had to change our way of thinking. In my previous business, we always said that if you lost one advertising avenue, you had to find two more to replace it. So obviously, a lot of the paper magazines and newspapers and things like that weren't going out. So we have learned a lot about online advertising, social media, things like that.
And
so
that will get the young demographic, which you want, the social media aspect.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me because the older generation is really getting into the social media too. So it's crazy to me because, grandmas and grandpas like to get a Facebook page or an Instagram or whatever, just so they can see their grandbabies, especially in this time, being able, because they can't physically go and see them as often as they, at one time they did. So being able, FaceTime, become a Zoom pro.
Right.
I mean, it's the whole virtual world. It's even teaching an old dog like me new tricks because, like this morning at 9 o'clock, I did a Zoom conference call with a couple people from corporate,
Nice.
which, it's like, it's just different. You just have to, we've had to change our way of thinking, and we started offering curbside service, which we had never offered before.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, free home delivery. We've been doing a lot of those. I just did one on my way home from one of the stores last night. And we can do those contactless, or we can hand it to you, whatever you're more comfortable with. We have customers that'll call, order, and pay for their product, and we just put it in a bag, have it all ready, and then they walk in, pick their little bag up, and they go on about their day. So, but we... and I know you're going to touch on this, sorry, but, we've had to change our protocols in our stores, too. Our store isn't like a department store where you're going to have 50 people in a store at one time. If we have 2 or 3 customers in our store at one time, that's a lot for us,
right.
Because the way that our business model is set up is, so that we can work one-on-one with our customers and educate them and just kind of figure out what the best fit is for them with products and things like that. So what we've done, not only with, obviously, we've changed our whole cleaning routine.
Right, you have to be very sanitary.
Oh, yeah, like the Lysol wipes that we go through between 4 stores is, it's crazy, but I'm glad that they're using them, so we've... we sanitize after every customer, and if we have more than one customer, like if we're with a customer and then another customer comes in the store, we do have a consultation area in each store. So what we'll do is we'll greet the customer, hi, welcome to your CBD store. If you'd like to have a seat in the consultation area, we'll be with you as soon as we're done with this customer. And of course, the social distancing, we try to do that. I actually have stickers on the floor in our Singer Island store so that it reminds us, that we need to be in one spot, and of course our customers need to be in another spot. So we try to make it as comfortable as we can for our customers, because for those that do want to come in and they want to get that one-on-one, face-to-face consultation, and we want them to be comfortable and know that they're in good hands with us. And obviously, if we have an employee who isn't feeling well, they know better to even think about going to work. They just call me and say, unfortunately, we haven't had that happen. But if they know if it were to happen, they just call me and let me know that they can't come in for the day, and I find someone else to work their shift. We don't want to take any chances, and we require that anyone that comes in the store, that they wear their mask.
And that's honestly the best thing you can do. And Jay also has a successful web page that you can go to and you could order. But do you feel during COVID more people have been using your web-based online rather than coming into the store to order these products?
I think that some of them have, but I think that our regular customers, I can see that they're taking advantage of the home delivery, curbside, free shipping, things like that, because they're used to working with us one-on-one, you know, so getting on the website is not as personable, not as, they don't get that one-on-one contact with us, so, but the website is out there if they choose to use it.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any advice to anyone out there who is watching BYOB who wants to start a business or is currently having the same struggles as you to bounce back from this COVID-19 pandemic with their own business?
Well, my biggest advice to anyone that is in business, whether just starting or whether you've been in business for a while, you know, is to make sure that you're always prepared. Like, had we not come into COVID-19, and obviously we didn't know that it was going to happen, had we not come into COVID-19 with the inventory and the resources that we had, we wouldn't have made it through. We would not. I've always had the mentality in this business and in our previous business that if I had inventory, I was in business. Right. So it's always about reinvesting in your business and making sure that you have the resources just in case something happens.
And that something did happen.
It did. It did. It happened. And like I said, had we not been prepared, you know, had I not had that mentality and we didn't have our overflow stock, that's what we call it, you know, we may not be sitting here having this conversation right now.
I think that's some great advice. So, Jay, how can people reach you?
You can call 561-437-1080. And that rings right into my cell phone, and then I can direct you to whatever store is closer to you. So it's kind of easier for us to have that one central number, and then I'll find out which store is closer to you, and then I can give you directions and the address, and I can even give you a phone consultation if that's what you need.
That's
whatever
great.
you need me to be.
That's amazing. So. And also, don't forget to check out her website. What is it one more time?
The website is, you can either go to Sunflora, that's sunflora.org, or CBDRX, the number 4, letter U.com. Those are both going to get you to the same website, show you all of our products, pricing, all of that stuff.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, Dina.
And also, don't forget, she has 4 different locations in Boca Raton, East Boynton, Pembroke Pines, and Stinger Island. Go check her out. All employees are wearing masks. They have different COVID protocols. They're very sanitary. Don't need to be scared to go in. And make sure to tune in next time for BYOB.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you learned how to get your brand off the ground and in the storefronts. If you are a successful business owner and want to help motivate people, contact us at 866-224-5422. See you next time.